Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Sandwich Corner. My name is Davy. I'm the host of the Sandwich Show over on Twitch at Davy is Eating a Sandwich. And we're on 3 nights a week, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And during the week, we feature an interview, much like Vibing does with this program. And we like to likewise feature content creators throughout Twitch and beyond. On the other nights, we're doing other things. We tend to be playing games, we rank tier lists, we play music. There's all sorts of things going on in the Sandwich Show. For this month, we have some catch-up to do, and I'd like to spend this moment talking a little bit about cheesecake. And I think it's a very common misconception as to where cheesecake came from. And many would say that it came from New York. It makes sense, but that's actually not the case. Cheesecake actually had its origins in ancient Greece. So it was 4,000 years ago. In the 5th century BC, the ancient Greeks on the island of Samos created the earliest known cheesecake. This rudimentary cheesecake was made with patties of fresh cheese that were then pounded smooth with flour and honey. And the legend goes that the cheesecake was made first for Olympic athletes, which I think is really fascinating. But it ultimately was a really interesting an interesting start for the cheesecake. Now, cheesecake had evolved over time since then. And the reason why they mentioned the Olympic athletes is because there's evidence of it being served to Olympians in the first Olympic Games in 776 BC. Pretty exciting. And we are told that cheesecake was also popular as a wedding dessert. Pretty neat. Now, over time, cheesecake had evolved into other cultures. When you talk about medieval times, the first English cookbook, written in 1390, included multiple variations of the cheesecake recipe that included eggs and various flavor profiles, and it kept continuing from there. So the version we know today kind of looks like this, and that was popularized in the 1930s. And the way that Americans created cheesecake changed the complexion quite dynamically. In fact, traditional curd cheese was phased out and replaced with cream cheese. And for a lot of people, that was a game changer. So it was it was a tastier treat. And the cheesecake recipes were transforming. And the style became known as the New York cheesecake. And one of the most famous cheesecake options, the signature smooth taste, comes from the extra egg yolks in the creamy cheesecakes. And then one of the big places in New York for cheesecake is Junior's. And there are probably a number of others that people in New York could tell you about. But that is how cheesecake started. It didn't start in New York. It started in ancient Greece. How about that? And it certainly evolved over time. I know that the ancient Rome also had a hand in the evolution of cheesecake, but a really interesting factoid. I want to thank JonathanLordCheesecake.com for the incredible article about about cheesecake and its entire history. It really was an eye opener for me, kind of learning about that. So we hope you enjoyed that. And with that, I hope you get a slice yourself, and we'll give it back to you here at Island Vibing Presents.